Ladies and gentlemen, it happened. The gold is skyrocketing. The dollar is losing. Now, 1 ounce of gold is $3,533 for each ounce of gold. However, just few hours ago, it was $3,540 for each ounce of gold. That means gold is skyrocketing, nominated in dollars. However, gold is also going up in many other currencies. The astonishing movement we see on Canadian and Australian dollar. Australian dollar actually looks like it is crashing. Please look at this chart. This chart represents Australian dollar, 5,288 Australian dollars for each gold ounce of gold. Today, okay, it is 5,420. Just in one day, around 130-40 Australian dollars. It's astonishing. Just 1 month ago, 1 ounce of gold was 5,059. Today it is 5,421, but it was 5,430. Can you imagine this? 500 Australian dollars just in 1 month. This is astonishing movement. This is crazy movement. This is beautiful movement for gold holders. Please look at this chart. This chart represents more of the gold price nominated in Australian dollars. This is beautiful. In 2022, 1 ounce of gold was 1,475 Australian dollars. Today, it is more than 100% profit, 5,420. Okay, it is astonishing what is happening to gold price in Australia. Please look at this. This chart represents 20 years, almost 20 years of gold price nominated in Australian dollar. This is unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, please look at this chart. $700 and today, since 2007, $700 for each ounce of gold. From 700 to 5,418 now. It's crazy, but it is happening, and it's been happening for last 19, 20 years. It's been happening for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. There are some gossips bringing us beautiful news. Oh, well, this may be only a gossip to make people believe that the US Fed or the government of the United States will set the gold price manually on the level that all gold holders dream of. What level is it? It is, ladies and gentlemen, 20,000 US dollars. Can you imagine that? 20,000 US dollars today? It is around 35,000 Australian dollars. Okay, it is 6 times more than now, 7 times more than now. Well, 6 times more than now. This is beautiful for everybody who actually been buying gold until today, because all gold bought that you actually been buying for last 20 years that you've bought actually gave you a great profit. This is a great time for gold holders, but well, this would be astonishing movement if the Federal Reserve, as many people in the United States and in Anglosphere, in English-speaking sphere, they believe so because, well, they start talking, they start repeating after themselves. Many influencers, financial, gold, silvers, influencers, they say this gossip, they repeat this gossip that the United States would increase manually the gold price to 20K. Can you imagine that? Well, that would be beautiful for the gold holders. But how on earth that would... What would this create? What would this create in our economy? First of all, a very big panic. Secondary, well, they want to spread printed dollars around the world. So this would be quite great movement. But, well, we don't know if that would happen. We don't know if they will do that, and if that would happen, if the markets, if the countries that are holding US dollars as reserve currency would be happy about that, because why on earth you would hold, let's say, $200 billion in your treasury, national treasury, and now US say, well, this treasury is worth by 20 times counted in gold. Okay, so your treasuries would actually go down by 95% against gold. Okay, so this would be kind of stealing. Well, this would benefit people that have this gold, and they buy and sell this gold if the currency still be worth the same. Okay, but if they do it, then the currency can go down. Okay, and reserves around the world would be not happy about that, because US currency is a reserve currency. Okay, so I don't believe so. That would create something, well, this is just one-sided wishful thinking. They may do it, but you see, when they did it before, nobody treated US dollar as a reserve currency as today. Okay, so they could do it. They could do it locally, that's it, or to some extent. Okay, but now there are many countries that holding a lot of dollars, billions, hundreds of billions of dollars. Okay, so this would send a wave of panic, because then you would think the national banks would lose some kind of liquidity, because now, you know, to buy 100 ounces, you have to pay just 350 or 355,000 US dollars. But if they increase so high, then you would buy much less for this, 20 times less, 5 times less. Okay, it's difficult to say what would happen. This kind of move would demolish the structure of a world currency. Okay, this would happen. This is very local thinking. And we will see what they are going to do. For one, to conclude, for one hand, they would make people who hold this gold, considering that the US dollar is not going down, to receive so much money. But on another hand, I think the most important are the national banks, because the national banks keeps this dollar reserves. So if United States we would proceed with this kind of move, who would on earth anybody in the future buy US dollar? It would be, because this would be worthless. You would think that they will do this again. They would create the wave of panic, okay? Because the dollar would be worthless. Okay, nobody would buy it again. The dollar would lose, I believe, so then may lose status as a reserve currency. Okay, it would be, I think it would be disaster. It is a great move for people who want to sell, and if we consider that the US dollar would not collapse by this move, then okay. But on the other hand, like I said, there are national banks, creditors, etc. Well, that this would be a good move for people, for loan holders. Okay, you would pay off your mortgage fast if you have a little bit of gold. If you have 20 ounces, 20 ounces then would be 400k. You would pay off your mortgage in gold. So how banks would receive this money, and they would have so much money than the banks. Okay, they would not have these mortgages anymore, okay, in their books. And this is just one-sided thinking. Okay, because then the mortgages would be paid off by this gold very easily. 20 coins is not a lot. Well, it is a lot, but it's not a lot, okay? But if 20 coins would be for each 20k, then it is a lot, because it's 400k. Average house price in the United States is 500k, nearly-ish, something like this. Okay, so by having 20 gold coins, you would pay off your mortgage. Then what would banks do with this money? It would be funny to see this, but maybe that would create very big panic by setting the manual fake gold price. Please subscribe my channel. I hope you like it. Please follow my channel and watch another video that is showing on your screen now, because this would be even better information for you. Bye bye.